Okay, welcome back to Marineford TCG. Today I'm here with a bit of a rogue deck. We've got the Vegapunk here. This guy's a lot of fun. I'm still learning him. He's very hard. You make one small mistake in the early game and it can really punish you later on. This deck gets a little better with set 9 when you get access to the Dereshi event to search out these trigger cards more reliably. But for now, this is what we've got. It's pretty good. We've got the Shaka blocker. He's one of the best cards in the deck. Yeah, your eggheads, you've got Edison, he's a 2k and cycles some cards. You've got the Shaka, who is a blocker. You've got the Robin, who has trigger, draw 2. The Luffy is pretty cool. It's kind of tough. I find it kind of tough to remember when and when I cannot use his effect, because your life is so up and down all the time with this deck. But he KOs a 4, it's pretty good, and his trigger is also to KO 4. This is our searcher. This card's really strong. You really want to see this in the early game. With the Bonney, I'm trying just one of this out. I'm not sure if it's very good in this deck, but it could be. Nami is the main new card from set 8. You trash a trigger, KO a 5, and then draw a card if your hand is very low. Your hand's often quite low with this deck, so it's interesting. I think this card's pretty decent. Yeah, Snake, I don't think this card's very good. I tried one, it never really came up, but it's there. I'd probably replace this with either another Bonney, or even one of the older eggheads, something like a Pythagoras could be pretty cool. Got 2 of the 7 mums, it's the third best top end you can play. You can also play the Ace, some people are playing the 10 cost Ace, but I don't like that it doesn't let you use your leader effect on that turn. I might try swapping this with the Ace though, just to try it out. 4 Raigo, this is always a 4 of. There's so many big characters. Gecko Moria, Jack, Kaido and Doflamingo, a load of stuff in green. This is a really good card. We have 2 of the Searcher. Yeah, I'm just lacking cards to put in this deck right now until we get their Dedeshi event. And also the 6 cost Nico Robin's quite nice. 2 of these to find some of our eggheads a little easier. It seems pretty good. And then we have 4 of the Please Save Me, or this in English is the re-quasar help. This card's great. Plays any of these egghead characters out from trash on trigger. Also a guard point in your hand, as long as your life is at 2. A little tricky, again, I sometimes struggle, as you'll see, to remember when my life is at 2 and isn't at 2. The life's just so up and down with this guy. I'm still learning him, but he's a whole bunch of fun. We've got a few games here. There's a few more losses than usual, just because this is a bit of a rogue deck, and I still try to play against the meta decks. I don't see the point in showcasing a whole bunch of games against other rogue decks, because if you can't beat the meta, there's no point taking this to locals. But yeah, this deck's pretty fun. I hope you enjoy the video. Let me know what you think. If you've got any tips for how to play Vegapunk, please let me know. I'm really looking to improve my game with this guy, because I find him a ton of fun. And let's get into the games. Okay, and here we have a game against the Black Luffy. He chooses to go first, so this is not too bad. We can put the Robin in life, and then on the next turn we can deploy the Bonney and use the Shaka with the leader effect, so I think we'll keep this one. We also have a Katakuri and a Yamato. We draw another Katakuri. We'll add to the top of life Nico Robin. And the turn. See what he wants to do. It'll either be 8 or brand new, and 6. Just 8. We'll resolve this, use the trigger for a couple of cards. We do get another Nico Robin, which is very nice. We can deploy Lilith here, grabbing... I think I'm grabbing Nami here. And use this, add to the top of life. We'll put another Robin there. End the turn. He goes to 5 here, might play a Sabo, might go with something like a Kuzan. He does go with the Kuzan, we can destroy the Kuzan with the Nami, even if he has a Don on his leader. We won't get the draw off the Nami, but that's fine. He goes with the one-legged toy soldier. So he can reduce this down and then play out a Brook. 5. Yeah, we'll just take this, use the trigger. We get a Quasar and a 2k. Pretty nice. He can play out the Brook here if he wants. And remove our Lilith. He does indeed do that. We're on 6. We can play out the Nami, trashing Shaka, and then we can put the Bonney in life or the Quasar in life. So I think we will. Well, we can trash the Bonney and put the Shaka in life. Either way, let's deploy the Nami. Let's trash the. I think I'll trash the Bonney, kill the Rook, and add to. We could deploy Shaka. He's going to 7, so this is his Jack turn. I'm gonna deploy Shaka. Then if we get a Raigo, we can Raigo his Jack, which would be pretty nice. And if he just swings 5, we can free block with the Shaka. He plays out the stage. It's interesting, a lot of these Luffy decks are not playing the stage anymore. Be interesting to see what he goes for 6. Maybe a Nico Robin. Possibly just a Sabo blocker. And a Don on his leader. There's the Don on his leader. We're going to 8 next turn, so we can play the Charlotte Linlin and use the leader effect. Plays the Sanji, gets rid of our Shaka. It's fair enough. 6. We'll take this. No trigger, unfortunately. We do have all 4 of our Katakuris. Amusingly. They're going to come in handy, just not right now. We do have the Linlin plus the Shaka, which is pretty nice. So we'll swing 5. He should probably take this. Yep. We'll deploy the Linlin. See what he wants to give us here. He gives us a life. That's interesting. I thought he might choose to trash. And then we will use this, add to top of life, add the Shaka in the turn. So he's going to 9 here. And he can do Gecko Moria. Gecko Moria is not getting very much. He could also play a 9-cost Kaido or an Isho. An Isho would probably just hit a whole bunch of Katakuris, amusingly. This only hits Straw Hat Crew type cards. On the next turn, I'll potentially look to use one of these Katakuris or a Yamato, depending on what he goes for. Unfortunately, this makes this out of range of our Yamato. We did decide to hit them down. Potentially, I could have left him on 5 life there. We'll see what he chooses to go for. We've had a pretty decent start here. He goes 6 into 5. Yeah, I'll just let that go. As Vegapunk, I don't tend to like to defend my characters very much, or my life. I tend to just like to let the hits happen. We can swing into this Sanji next turn with the Linlin, if he doesn't remove it. He plays out the Monkey D. Luffy. That's an interesting pick for him. That's going to be pretty powerful against us, in combination with things like Ice Age and Nico Robin. He's got 4 on left, we'll see what he wants to do with that. I'm presuming my Linlin is going to survive at this point. I don't see how he would remove it. Perhaps just a big attack into us. Yep, we'll use the trigger. Get a Shaka out. Very good. So we can remove this Monkey D. Luffy with our Katakuri here. I think we'll start with... I kind of want to leave the Shaka up, so I think I'll swing 9 into the Sanji, see if he wants to give us double 2k. If he does give us double 2k, I'll swing the Shaka into the Sanji, and then we will remove the Monkey D. Luffy and play out the Please Save Me into life. So we'll start with 9 into the Sanji, see if he wants to give us double 2k here. He does not. Perfect. We'll play out the Katakuri. Send this to the bottom. And add to the top of life. Quasar. End the turn. We might choose to trigger this, we might not. And it is very interesting. I might choose to just bring back the Lilith, even though it's very easy for him to remove, just so I can try and find an Egghead card for next turn. We could also just keep the Quasar for when we need it later. Our next turn play is looking like potentially another Linlin or a Katakuri, if he plays out something that we can remove with Katakuri. Annoyingly in this matchup, if he has a Dom in his leader, we cannot remove his Morias, which this is incredible at removing Morias versus the Rob Lucci deck, but against this it's a little tougher. Getting this Luffy's really nice here though. Even though it was a 7 cost, we could still hit that. He does indeed drop the Moria. He's not bringing much back. Brook and the Soldier. So that's interesting. Perhaps just 8 at our life. Sure. Yeah, this is looking like it's just going to be an 8 at our life. I wish we had an Egghead Luffy in here to bring back. I think I will use the event and bring back the Lilith just to try and find an Egghead card here, because we don't currently have one. And he disconnects. Okay, that was interesting. I was thinking there that if we blocked that and then drew an Egghead card, which we would have, we can actually Yamato and KO his Gecko Moria, because he has 5 life, and we would have had the 4 still, if we just blocked the swing with the Shaka. Which would have been funny. Yeah, it's a shame he didn't want to play that one out. I think that would have been a pretty interesting match. But hey, it is what it is. We've got a game here against the Doflamingo. We'll choose to go first. We do get the Lilith, so we'll keep this. We've got the Lilith, we've got the Save Me, we've got the Katakuri for later. We have the Raigo to get rid of his Kaidos if he plays those. This is pre-starter deck Doflamingo, so not as powerful as it will be. Deploy the Lilith. We'll grab the Nami. End the turn. Would love to find a Nico Robin. That would be really good. Or any other egghead really off the top here. He has none of that. We'll leave the Lilith standing up. I think we will just put the Nami into life and then not use the... We can choose to use the trigger. Either way, let's add to the top of the life the Nami and end the turn here. He can go 8 into us, play out a guy, we'll take the hit. We can choose to either use the Nami or not at that point. Our next turn's not looking too great, so I might just use the trigger. We would have to unfortunately trash either the Raigo or the Save Me. He goes with the Perona. Places cards on the top. So he's going to swing 7, play out one of his Warlords. Hopefully it's not a Jinbei. That's the scary one. If it's a Jinbei, we'll definitely be using the Nami effect. And there's out the Boa Blocker. Interesting. Well, we'll take it. Do we want to use the effect? I think we do, because we're only going to 5 here. No, it's fine. It's fine, I'd rather have the body. We draw a Searcher. That's quite nice. Do that. We do get the Lilith. We also get the Monkey D. Luffy. What do we want here? I think I'll grab the Luffy, so we've got a copy of him to resummon with our events. We'll go 8 into the boa, so if he wants to let it go, I'll just deploy the Luffy. He should let it go. If he wants a double 2k, that is fine with me. He gives me 2 cards. Brilliant. So we'll add to the top of the life the Monkey D. Luffy and the turn. This is just going to pop one of his 4s when he attacks. If he wants to attack into the Lilith first, that's fine. On the next turn, we are going to be on 7, so we can play out the Nami. And hopefully another Egghead card. He's going to swing 7 with Leader. See where he swings, presumably into the Lilith. If we can see a couple of our Yamatos, that really makes this matchup a lot better. He goes the 6. I might just... I'm tempted to 2k this. No, I think we'll use the trigger. We'll just clear the boa. He can swing big into us again here if he wants. Get us down to 1. We'll pop one of his characters next turn with the Nami. Whatever comes in rested. Yep, you can have that. This is going to just be a Doflamingo blocker, perhaps. Just a Doflamingo blocker. Very nice. And he stacks on the top. We're going to 7 here. We can play out the Linlin. He's not presenting much of a threat here. I'm happy to go to 1. So on the next turn we have the Katakuri, for example. And this is likely to be a trigger. We do draw the Yamato, so I'm even more tempted to go to 1 here. Yeah, I think we will. I think we'll just deploy Lin, see what he wants to do. He should trash here. He should 100% trash. He grants, he just drags this game out. He grants, that's fine. He's going to 8. He could drop a boa, perhaps. But this just gives us another trigger and another character to play. It makes our Yamatos even stronger. He's going to go 7. Tapping 1, maybe. See what he chooses here. 7. He plays out the Weevil or Resolve. We'll definitely use that trigger. Draw a couple cards. We do get the Katakuri here, which is pretty good. If he wants to stick Don on his guy and attack us down to 1, that's amazing. He could do 5 with Doffy and 6 with Perona. Looks like he might do 5 with Doffy and 6 with Perona. I'm going to 9. I'm happy to let him hit us down here because then we can get really good value out of our Yamato. No trigger on that one. I'm going to keep that for later. We'll definitely need that one. He drops the Gecko. Okay. Grabs a 2k. We'll just go 8 into the Doflamingo. If he wants to counter, that would be brilliant. We'll deploy this, get rid of the Weevil, and the turn. We're back at 2. He's got 2 attackers, that's fine. On the next turn, we can start playing even more blockers. We can do something like play out the Nami, use the effect, and then Katakuri the Nami back into life. We've got a lot of options here. I would love to get a trigger body here. He's just going to hit us with a 5. I think we will counter the 5. We'll give him the Edison. If he wants to swing big into the Linlin, it's fine. We'll let him have it. He's got 10. He might just go with the Kaido here. If he does go with the Kaido, we have the Raigo. He's not going with the Kaido. Looking like a... who knows? Doflamingo has a lot of options, and even more once they get the starter deck. He's going to go with 8, playing out the Law, and he has 6 left for Boa to freeze our Yamato. We'll take this one, definitely use that. Grab a Monkey, turn the cards there. We do need to find a Shaka. He does, of course, play Gravity Blade Raging Tiger. There is the Boa, freezing our Yamato. So we can do Katakuri to either remove the Boa or put our Lilith back into life. He needs to pass his turn. Right, so I think we'll go 9 with the Linlin into the Gecko. Get rid of this. And we'll swing 5 into the Law. If he wants to give us a 2k here. It would be an interesting play if he did. He does. Okay, I'm fine with that. We'll put this in the bottom of his life, and then we will add to the top of life the... we have in here. I think I'll use the Quasar. We do very much need to find a Shaka. I think off the Quasar I'll likely deploy the Luffy, but we could choose to deploy the Lilith. or even the Edison, to try and get closer to a Shocker blocker. He's still very healthy in hand, 7, 6 life. Our board's looking pretty scary now. Got the Yamato, the Big Mum, and the Katakuri. In this matchup, in just a couple of turns, you can really aggro them down very quickly. On to Lilith, you can have that, that's fine. There's not a great need to defend our small characters. He does use the law. Get rid of one of the raigos. That's fine. We've still got one. It's unlikely they play that many Kaidos. He red rocks our Yamato. That's pretty good, actually. That is pretty good. And he's going to go 7, deploying the Gecko. Still not seeing any of his Jinbeis, interestingly. We will resolve this one. Use the trigger. I'll deploy the Luffy. We can start going aggro at his face here now, a little bit. He needs to pass again, keeps forgetting. Let's go 8 with the Lindlin. He takes, he has a trigger here. He bot decks our Luffy, that's slightly annoying. But it's fine. That is quite annoying actually. I guess it's my fault for not attacking in the correct order. We can choose to deploy this for 1. I guess we have to just clear this now. Yeah. That's annoying. We can deploy the Nami trashing. There's nothing great to trash here though. That's my bad. I could deploy the Luffy and then just put the Quasar into life. Use this Luffy to proc them to get rid of the Moria. That's probably fine. Yeah, we'll go with that. So we'll go. So we have 3. We need 5 for Luffy, 1 for that. We'll keep 1 up. And we get the Shaka, that's very nice. In fact, we'll put the Shaka there now, and end the turn. We needed our blocker. He's down to 4 life. He's got a lot of cards in hand though, so he can defend out of these hits very easily. He's just choosing not to, smartly. So what we want to do here with the 10, we have 1 removal in hand, we have a couple save me's. We've got a Katakuri or 2. If he wants to play anything bigger than a 4 cost. Maybe he'll finally draw a Jinbei here. I would expect it's likely. Well, please save me's are live. If he decides to attack into our large characters, we can use the events to save them. There is indeed the Jinbei into just a Mihawk. Sadly for him, no Weevil. He has seen 1. He wants to go here with the remaining 6. It may well just be a Red Rock. Another Boa. That's good. We can remove this Boa very easily. I think we will choose to defend the hit here if he wants to swing in with his leader. He does. I think we'll defend this here with the... What are we going to do? We're going to cut a Curry to remove the Hancock, and then we can deploy the Nami to take out the Mihawk. So I think we'll defend with the Lumpei. Yep, we draw another blocker. That's pretty nice. We can attack 8 here. Who do he wants to go for? He gives us a couple of 2Ks. It's pretty nice. Deploy this, send this to the bottom. And then we will deploy the Nami, crash the Raigo, KO the Mihawk, and then the turn. 1 up. So we are out of Raigos now, so he could drop the Kaido here. He's not choosing to do that. He's choosing to go with the Piranha. Spread wide a little bit again. If he tries to attack into this Lin, I'll let it go. We've got enough big bodies. We've got 3 guys down now. If he chooses to just go to life, I'll trigger the Shaka and then probably use the Shaka to just sack it off. We can always summon it back with the Please Save Me. I can also Katakuri my own Nami back into life this turn, which might be quite nice, and then put a Please Save Me or a Shaka blocker in there. He's going to swing 7 at me, deploying a Crocodile. Does he want to pay 1 to return a Piranha to his hand? He does. That's pretty good. We'll use a trigger. Bring out the Shaka. He's got 5 left. He could go something like 6-6 or 5-7. That's fine. We can just clear his board again here. He's not really getting anywhere. We're just getting a lot of big guys on the board. And we now know his last 2 life are both bricks, which is excellent. He goes 6 into 5. He wants to go 6 again. Do we want to stay at 1? I might just sack off the Shaka here. Yeah, it's fine. We'll just sack off the Shaka. We need room on our board anyway. Drops another Jinbei into Gecko. Very good. If we can get something like a Yamato, would be amazing here. We don't. We get a Save Me though. That's pretty good. We'll do 5 into the Jinbei. He shouldn't save this, unless he just wants to block hits at his face. Okay, we'll swing 8 at the Crocodile. I should have swung into this first. Swing 8 at the Jinbei. 8 at his life. No triggers there. Deploy this, put this into my life. And then use this to add to the top. Hey, please save me. End the turn. So the Save Me can deploy either a blocker, a Monkey D. Luffy, a Searcher. We've got the pick of the bunch. He's got 2 guys. There's no way he can win the game this turn. We've also got 1 up for a Please Save Me from hand, which is not bad. It's like a guard point. We would need to go down to 2 first, so if he chooses to go board here, that could actually be pretty powerful for him. If he goes like 8-8-8, it would be very risky if we had counter. It is what he's choosing to do. We will sack off the Shaka here. Yep, there's nothing we can do. These are not live, sadly. And he can do 8 and deploy a body. But we keep 2 of these. We can clear his entire board next turn. Then whatever we get off the top, we will use. He gets the Moria. And that's it. We'll see what we draw here. We draw a Luffy. That's pretty nice. We'll deploy this. That is a good point. We cannot use this because we have too many lives. We'll go 10 into the Mario. He lets it go. We'll go 10 into the Mario. He lets it go. We'll end the turn. He may just choose to go board again. It would be very smart if he does. It's my mistake on deploying this. But to be fair, I don't think we have much else going on anyway. We'll see. It's become a bit of a stalemate, as these Vegapunk games so often do become. Yep, you can have it. If only this was live. That was a mistake for me to deploy the please save me there. And perhaps I should have just deployed the Shaka onto the board. Does he deploy anything? No. Yep, unfortunately we have to give him that. Yeah, we're in a bit of a spot here now. He can deploy another Jinbei combo here. Just a Weevil though. Just a Weevil. Draw a Shaka off the top. Yeah, we're really not getting anywhere. I think we're going to have to just play out the Shaka and then try and get him to attack into us here. Yep, that's about it. Unfortunately, we're just too high on life for the Monkey D. Luffy to do anything. He does have the Raging Tiger, which is very good for him. If he chooses to swing, he should definitely not swing here. Ooh, I'll use that trigger. Deploying the Luffy. Very nice. And he whiffs there. That's very nice. No triggers there. We've got another Katakuri. It's pretty good. So we need 8 for this, 1 for this. So we can either swing 6 or I think we'll play out the Searcher. So we'll swing 6 into him here. Play out the Searcher. Can't Katakuri and pop the Jinbei. That's a big mistake actually. If it's okay, we'll grab the Shaka. Actually that is a mistake here. Yeah, this 6 definitely should have been into the Jinbei. So we either pop the Jinbei and then Katakuri back nothing. We could play out the Shaka and then put the Please Save Me into life. I think that's the best choice. We get the Nami. Yeah, we'll play out the Shaka and then add to the top of the life the Please Save Me. And then the turn. We do have to be careful of the Raging Tiger, but if he wants to do that, he would have to do 7 Raging Tiger, so he'd have to do 5/5, which is fine. We can just block the 5. Yep, that's absolutely fine. $10 for the Kaido, draws a whole bunch of cards. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. So we're probably going to do the Katakuri and the Robin here. So we have a spare Don. He'll attack for 7. Either take 2 cards out of his hand or a life. We'll deploy this, put this into the top, and then we'll use the Leer effect, add to the top Robin, and the turn. And he did choose to give us the 2 cards there, which is quite nice. Amusingly, he's quite close to decking out. He's only on the 14. We're getting pretty low on cards though. We've only got 2. Yeah, these Vegapunk matchups perhaps not making for the best video. We do that. I think we will take hits, fine. Use the trigger. We get Edison and a Flamp. Yep, we'll trigger out the Shaka. If he wants to put everything on Perona, block, it's fine. He drops the Mihawk, bottom decks our Shaka. That's pretty good, actually. That's scary. He might have got us there, you know. We'll deploy this. Cycle it out, get rid of the Perona. So we can add the Robin, top of our life. Yeah, he might have got us here. There's no point swinging here. There's no point swinging anywhere. Just on the off chance that he's totally bricked. It's not going to happen, but you never know. Yeah, he gives us the 1. Add to the top of the life, the Robin, and the turn there. Yeah, I think he's got us here. I think that I was not expecting the Mihawk. We might get him on the time. That would be amusing. Yep, we have to let that go. He whiffs on that. I think we have to defend this one. And then we take this one. I don't think we're ever winning this. Maybe if we can somehow draw in something like a Yamato off the top here. We do draw the Yamato. So we can KO the Weevil. It's the only play. We'll KO the Weevil. And then add to the top of life the Nami. End the turn. Down to the 11 cards and 1.5 minutes. It would be quite amusing if we beat him on either of these win cons. He's going to just go with a 7. I think we'll just use the trigger, cycle out the Lilith, get rid of the Jinbei. We draw an S Snake, that's not terribly useful. Solve this, no trigger. Solve this, use the trigger, play out blocker, otherwise we lose. Raging Tiger gets rid of the blocker. Very good. Brings in with the 5. We'll give him the snake. Yeah. Not seeing a way for us to win here. There's a Robin. We needed one of those raigos. Potentially I got a bit greedy discarding the raigos earlier in the game. I'm going to attack 15 into 9. He surely has the counter, but you never know. He does have the counter. Unfortunately. Yeah, our only win con now is looking like Timer. He's not going to deck out. Where's the Raigo? A little too late. And he's slow rolling us on the Don as well. How rude. Oh. Why would he not just... Why would he not go into life? I mean, okay. He's bricked up here. We can clear this. Clear this. Go back to 1, maybe get a lucky trigger. There you know, it's a win con. Sure. Why not? I don't know why he didn't just swing there. He's potentially just griefing here. Yeah. Yeah, okay. He's got us. And he won. We won because of the timeout. That's funny. We definitely lost this game, though. A funny win. I'll probably include this game just for the the timeout win at the end, as he goes to attack his final attack. But yeah, that was a cool game. I definitely made some misplays earlier on, trashing the raigos. We definitely needed those for the big characters. That's my mistake. It's all learning, right? Either way, that was an interesting game. And here we have a game against the Bonney deck with our Vegapunk. See where he wants to go. He chooses to go second, so we can go first. That's pretty nice. I think we'll keep this one, because we can deploy Lilith. Yep, we'll keep that. We'll just deploy Lilith. Deploy Lilith, find a card. We'll grab the Nico Robin here. We can put that onto our life. It'll end the turn. If he plays out a Searcher, I'll swing into it. If not, I'm not going to attack him. I don't want him to be able to attack into my Lilith. I would love him to trigger my Nico Robin next turn. He does play out the Bonney. See if he uses the Bonney. He does use the Bonney, grabs another Bonney. Okay, so we will... What are we going to do? I might play out the Monkey D. Luffy here, actually, instead of using the Robin. I don't think we're in any danger from Bonney here. So we'll attack 5 into 1. And we'll use this to deploy the Monkey D. Luffy. We've got a nice couple bodies here. We can use the Luffy effect to get rid of an Arouge if he chooses to play that. He doesn't. He's going 6 into 5. We'll give him that. That's fine. See what he wants to play out for 3 here. He goes with the Bonney. Bonnie's going to grab a Supernova. Grabs the Freeze Bonney. So we've got the 5 here. We can just add the Robin to life, potentially here. Or we can deploy something else. We could deploy the Shocker. Unfortunately, we don't have another Lilith here. That's okay. We can use the Luffy ability, but I think it's okay to keep it on the board here. We'll just attack into the Bonney, clear the Bonney. He can rest our leader, which is quite amusing. And then we'll simply deploy the Shocker, I think. End the turn. We've got the Nami in hand. We can use the Nami to trash either the S-Snake or the Robin. to KO whatever he plays here, unless it's a Basil Hawkins. If it's a Basil Hawkins, that's fine. He's not doing very much else. He's going all in. Fair enough. No blockers. You can have that. We're on 7. So I think we're going to play out the... I think we'll just play out the S-Snake and put the Robin in life. Get some bodies on the board. Interesting game so far here. We do have a little bit of top end, which is nice. If he ever chooses to play a character, I can Nami it. Next turn, we're going to 9, so we can use the Katakuri and our leader effect. Unfortunately, we can't remove this guy. This guy is scary. He does choose to not attack us. That's okay here. Yeah, this is interesting. This is an interesting game. I'll maybe just deploy the Yamato, care nothing. Unsure what to do here, you know. We can swing with the Shaka and then put it back into life with the Katakuri. That's not too bad. And we can deploy this Luffy. End the turn. He can take out our S-Snake if he wants to. That's another Basil. Very interesting. 8 into 6. Yep, you can have that. Just play out the Linlin. See what he wants to do here. He trashes a life, gets rid of, or loses a Doflamingo, which is pretty nice for us here. I think we'll just end the turn there. This guy's clearly somewhat familiar with the Vegapunk matchup because he's not just swinging wildly. We'll see if it works out for him. I'm not terribly familiar with the Vegapunk into Bonney matchup. He does play out the Rosinante, playing out the Cavendish. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I mean, we can swing big into this. That's fine. Yeah, I think we can go with that. We can do 10 into this. What are we doing the rest of the Don? Not much. I'll probably add the Nami to life just so we have it. We can keep a couple Dons up, but we have to be at 2 life, so it's whatever. Yeah. Go 12 into 8. See what he wants to do here. He might give us one of the Basils. He gives us 3 cards from his hand. That's pretty nice. I think we'll go another 12 into 8, to be honest. He gives us a Basil. That's fine. He can start attacking into our bodies here. But we got a couple cards out of his hand. We can use the Nami on the next turn to take out the Cavendish. He wants to go 12 into 8. That's fine. You can have it. If he wants to swing another 10 into 8, that would be pretty good for him. He might choose to just swing into the Monkey D. Luffy instead. He goes with the Bonney, freezes our Katakuri. That's pretty nice. 6 into the Luffy. We'll let him have it. He can swing again 7, and we don't have an answer for that. 8 into 8. You know what? This is kind of frozen anyway. What can we do here with the Yamato? We can Yamato to get rid of his Bonney, and then Nami to get rid of his Cavendish. We don't gain a life off the Yamato, of course. We'll give him that, it's fine. We draw a Searcher. So he's at... yeah, this only defends active characters. Yeah, so the Yamato... oh no, so we can't kill the Bonney and the Cavendish. Interesting. But we can Yamato to KO the Cavendish at least. And then we can either play the... we can play the event here. Yeah, that's fine. We'll get rid of that. And we'll play out the event here. We'll grab another Shocker. Why not? End the turn. He's got the 6 in hand. Plays out the baby. Finds a 10-cost Doffy. That's pretty good for him. That is pretty good for him. See what else he chooses to do here. 5 into 5. Are we that scared of getting attacked another couple of times? Not really. We have Shaka, Quasar. Yeah, let's use the trigger on that. If he wants to attack again, he finds another 10-cost Doffy, so he has double Doffy in hand. That's pretty terrifying, actually. Attacks 9 into 5. Yep, we'll absolutely use that. Use the trigger, draw a couple cards. We get a Shaka and a Lilith. No blocker there. Let's use that. Raigo, what does this kill? A 4. I think we'll actually use this turn to get rid of the Rosinante. So we'll go no trigger on that one. Yeah, so this turn we can go Raigo, play out the Lilith, and then use 1 to put the Shaka in life. So we'll start with... oh, these babies are rather annoying. We'll attack. Honestly, I think I'm going to attack the baby. You can rest the Shaka here, it's fine. These searches are really annoying for us here. Let's play out the Raigo. Okay, this. Deploy the Lilith. Finding... we'll grab a 2. And then we'll use the leader effect. Add to top of life the Shaka. End the turn. We've got a couple 2Ks here. I'll probably look to defend this Yamato if he wants to swing into that. He can have the Shaka. That's absolutely fine. He might choose to play out the Doffy here. He's going to go 5. Then he's going to go 6. And then it looks like he's going to play out the Doffy. If that's the case, we want to... I think we can take this one and then defend the 6 from the Bonney. Give him the no blocker. Give him the Edison. Yeah, that's fine. If he wants to use the Doffy, he does tap out, which is fine. We do draw another Raigo, which is very nice. We can remove the Doflamingo with that. We could attack 8 into the Bonney with the Lilith. See if he wants to use the Basil into 2K. Or we can Raigo. I think we'll definitely Raigo the Doflamingo. Just remove his big hitter from the board. So I think we'll do that. Swing 8 into the Bonney. Leave 1 for the leader effect to put a Please Save Me into life. We will swing with the Shaka if he taps the Basil and 2Ks this to get an extra card out of his hand, and then we'll play out the Raigo. So we'll start with 8 into the Bonney. We know he has another Doflamingo in hand. We'll see what he wants to do here, if he wants to tap the Basil or not. Throwing the second Raigo here was very nice, but we did play 4, so there's a decent chance. And in the next set, you actually get the Dereshi event that can search the top 5 for 2 triggers. He actually gives us the 0 cost and a Rosinante, which is even better. We'll leave the Sharka standing up because he can just tap the Basil. We will deploy this, get rid of the Doflamingo, and place to the top of our life the event and the turn. And then the event here can bring back something like the Luffy or even the S-Snake if we want it to. I think the Luffy is likely to be my target, just to remove this baby for free and draw us a card here. We also have the blocker here. I'm happy to sack a blocker if he wants to go ham this turn. He might just tap out with another Doflamingo, which is fine. If he's not going to use this Basil to block that hit there, I think he should definitely have attack with it. Because I can attack into it, but he was clearly willing to give up cards in hand anyway. So it's whatever. He can swing 6 into this. I'll just give him one of these cards here. So we will... Well, if we tap this though, he does... Yeah. I think I'll... It's a tough one. He's just going to Doffy again. He's going to freeze the Sharka, the Yamato, and he would freeze the Sharka if we tap it here. I think we can give him the Nami here and then deploy the Nami with the Please Save Me. Yeah, I think this is correct here. Trash the Nami. And then he swings here. He swings into character, that's whatever, he can have that. No blocker, resolve, use the trigger, deploy the Nami, trashing the Sharka to destroy Bonney. And we draw another Nami, which is quite good. He deploys the Doffy, that's fine. We get the Yamato here, that's pretty good. We can go Yamato, please save me, to go back to 3 life, and we can destroy the baby. We'll attack 5 here with the Nami of our own. See if he wants to take or block with the Basil. If he blocks with the Basil, we can attack with the Sharka. Or we can just leave it up. It's all up to us. We'll see what he does here first. We're getting somewhat close to winning the game here, potentially. We do have to bear in mind the Holy Jones, of course. So, whilst these Sharka blockers are lovely, they're not immune to everything. He takes this here, so we'll leave the Sharka standing, because there's no point. If we swing at this, he just taps the Basil. We will deploy this over the top of... I believe we don't have a Nami in trash, so we'll deploy it over the Nami, KOing the baby and healing. And then we'll use this to add to the top of the life. Oh, please save me here. And then we'll end the turn. We've got a really nice board. We've got a couple counters in here. We've got a Sharka on the board. He can't go for game, even with the Holy Jones. 10-6, yep, you can have that. He may have another Tenko's Doffy, that would be his last one because we've destroyed one. This is the second, nope, just a Cavendish. Goes 8 into our Lilith, that's fine. Then he's got 4 here for an Arouge, very interesting. So we can deploy the Nami to take out either the Arouge or the Cavendish. We saw what the Please Save Me in life. I think we'll destroy the Arouge. And then we can do a couple swing, do at least one big swing into his Doflamingo here. The Sharka usually gets to stay awake. Yeah, let's deploy the Nami. Trash the Edison. KO the Arouge, draw a card. That's nice. That is nice. So I think we'll go 13 into the Doffy. He either gives us the Basil or the Doffy there. And then we have one left to put the Robin into life. And he'll, of course, rest this Yamato with leader effect. That's fine. Be 13 here. If he has double 2k, he can do that by all means. He does have the double 2k. Okay. We will add to the top of life the Nico Robin and the turn. He's got only 3 cards. He can probably look to take out at least one of our Yamatos here with his Doflamingo. Plays out the Bonney Searcher. What he grabs off that. He whiffs on the Bonney Searcher. That is very big for us. That's -1 on his hand, and he only has 2 life left. He is in danger. We can trash the 2k here. He has 8 Don left. But he does have the Cavendish, so he has all 10. I think we will no blocker. We'll use the 2k. This is signaling maybe it's another 10-cost Doflamingo here. Not. We want to give him this. I think we have to because he can just swing big with leader as well. We can use the Sharker to block the second one. He has 7 left. He could drop the Hody here. He could drop the Hody here. But then he can't take out any of this anyway. I think either way we lose the... I'll go with the no blocker here. We'll just resolve. Let him have it. If he has the Hody here, he can rest the Sharker. He doesn't... No, he has the 3. I'll block with the Sharker. If he wants to swing him with the Basil, that's fine. We'll use this. Grab a... Perhaps a Jewelry Bonney here. That's not bad. We could get... We don't need to, though. We can grab the... we could grab the Luffy. But we have way too many life. We're probably going to go all in on the Doflamingo here. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think this is going to be very useful. We'll take the Luffy. We have a lot of Don and not very many cards. Perhaps it was a mistake to defend this? I don't know. We'll leave one up in case we want to use an event somewhere along the line. Yeah, we'll just swing big into the Doflamingo here. He can rest the Nami. He can block with the Basil if he wants. That's fine. He does block with the Basil. And we'll deploy the Luffy. And the turn. We've got another attacker for next turn, even if he takes both of our guys out, which is extremely likely. He finds another Basil with the Bonney, unfortunately. He does that. Yep, we have to let it go. Yep, he can have it. And he does that. So we can play out the mum. See what he wants to do with that. Yep, he trashes one. And do we want to attack in here? I kind of want to clear this Bonney Searcher here, actually. It will cost us the board, though. No, I think we don't. I think we just have to let him have it. This has been a very long game. This is probably going to be one of the only games in this video, by the way. That is one of the things with the Vegapunk. His games go on forever. You need a big brain. Is he going to attack? Is he going to give us some triggers? He finds an Apu. Fine. Yep, we'll resolve that. Use the trigger. Get an Edison and a Flompe. Pretty nice. We can use a Quasar here to trigger out something like a Nami, if he wants to give us that. And remove his Cavendish. Yep, we'll... He can play Hoodie him. He can play Hoodie, we do need to bear it in mind. But we have a 2k, so I think we'll be okay. And if he gets too greedy with the Hoodie, we can really punish him here. We do have two more triggers here as well. We'll resolve this, use the trigger, bring back the Nami, crash the Edison, KO the Cavendish, draw a card. We do draw a Please Save Me, which is very nice. I'm going to go 10, we've got to take that one. Yep, use the trigger, we'll grab and... What's he got? He's got 10 Dons still. We do have the Please Save Me, which is very nice for 3k counter here. We'll grab the Nami here. If he swings 7, I will counter it because the Hoodie Jones can swing 8. Well, no, we'll need to run the maths. If he attacks with this Basil, we'll need to run the math. There's very interesting interactions in this matchup. It hasn't come up yet between the Please Save Me trigger and the Hoodie Jones, because obviously this can deploy the Shaka, so they would need to hold their Hoodie Jones for after. It's an interesting... We're actually running out of time here. I need to speed up my plays a bit here. I think we're going to go aggro here. Let's do 8. Do the 8. I didn't realise my clock was so low. He can rest one of our characters, that's fine. We have 2 more attacks. Here's a blocker. But if he doesn't have double 2k, he could be in a problem here. If he does double 2k out of this, we can clear his Bonney, clear his Rosinante. See what he wants to go for here. He could block 2k, is probably his best play. That does then let us swing the... He rests the Luffy, and he goes double 2k, okay. So I think we're going to go with a Katakuri plus Please Save Me play here. We'll attack into his life, see what he wants to do. He counters again. He should always tap the Basil for this one, so I'm not going to attack. We'll drop the Katakuri, put this at the bottom. Use the Luffy to do that. And then we will use this and the turn. This is the Doffy, is the Basil, is the life. He could have a Hoodie Jones in hand. We can... So we have to use this here. Use the trigger about the Shaka. If he has the Hoodie Jones, he can tap this. Indeed he does. We do have the 3k counter here. We're relying on this trigger being something. We've got to defend this one. We're relying on this trigger being something like a Shaka or a Please Save Me here, I think. It's a Raigo, but that's not enough. No trigger there. And he does get the win in the end there. Very long game, very good game. I'm sure I could have probably done something better at the end there, but I was running out of time here. I was slightly concerned. We'll give him the GG. Yeah, not sure what I should have done better there. If you can work it out, let me know. So I hope you enjoyed those games with the Vegapunk. Apologies there were a few more losses than usual. I am still struggling to learn this deck a little bit. making some misplays, but I hope you got a rough idea of how the deck plays, and maybe you can see some of the mistakes that you will go on to not make in your games. I'd say this guy's definitely fit for locals. He can definitely compete against the meta. I will say the Lucci matchup is pretty tricky. I didn't showcase any games against Lucci here, just because no one seemed to be playing him on the sim, but I would say that matchup's quite hard. I also think your matchup into Zorro is actually pretty good, although it didn't really showcase that in these games right here. But as long as you can find cards like the Nami and the Luffy in the early game, and also the Shaka is really good and the Quasar, as long as you can find those cards and don't just draw all your top end, especially the Lin and the Raigo, these cards are terrible into Zorro. But as long as you can draw some of these cards, your matchup into Zorro is actually pretty good, deceptively so. Either way, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please do subscribe. I'm trying to get out a bit of a rogue deck every Wednesday. I think that's going to be the plan. Next week, I'm thinking I might do Garp. I've wanted to play Monkey D. Garp for a while, and he looks pretty cool. Either way, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.